Keep on turning. Turn me up just a little bit. Hours keep on dying. Keep on dying. Islamism, praise Allah. Please stay with us. We'll begin in 1 minute. We will be dealing with nationality. It is the order of the day. We have finally made it. Keep on trying till I reach my lovers, keep on going. Believers, keep on believing. Sleepers, yeah, stop sleeping. Something's wrong with your mind. Awesome. So tired and tired of it. Keep on trying till I reach my yeah, praise Allah. We'll call this call in line. We got a little Stevie Wonder. I think we still got Stevie. Oh, wasn't ready for that one. 1 minute. Praise Allah. The Holy Prophet Noble Jew Ali.
This service is provided by freeconferencing.com. Please enter your access code followed by the pound. You don't stop the rockin' to the band, man. When you say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie beat. Now what you hear is not a test. I'm bringing the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to make you beat. You see, I am Wonder Mike, and I like to say hello. Up to the right, to the white, the red, and the brown, the purple, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang, bang.
Islam, everybody. Praise Allah. Honor to the Holy Prophet of the Jew Ali. We will begin here. We will begin here right now. Give me 1 second. Praise Allah. All righty. Praise Allah. Honor to the Holy Prophet. Islamism, everybody. Praise Allah. All right. We will begin today. We're beginning here. Hope everybody has had a good week, good weekend, and things. Right. Today's topic of the lecture will be nationality is the order of the day, and we will be going in real deep and getting a real good dive on that, and seeing why it's the order of the day, and breaking it down and why the prophet put it everywhere for us to really understand. Okay. So at this time, you know what time it is. Let's take a deep breath, and we're going to open up a prayer. Let it out. Praise Allah. Raise your wings up. Let me come over here, John. Raise your wings up high, right? Or stand, sit. Please repeat after me the Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Ameen. Islam. All right, praise Allah. So we got a really good lecture this evening. Make sure that you have your tools always, your Quran, okay, your Constitution, and your Quran questionnaire, of course. Please have those available. We will be starting on page 99 in the student manual, okay? Uh, so make sure you have that out. And you're probably going to really want to get that manual out tonight. Whip out the iPad, the split screen on your phone, your computer, go blow the dust off that thing, whip him on out because we're going to really deal with this part on nationality. And you're really going to need to go step by step with us through the manual, right? Because it has all the definitions and it has all the details of the topic of the conversation. So, all right. So first thing we're going to do is open up the Quran so we can open up properly here. All right. I want to give honors right now. Let me give some honors. I haven't done that for a while, and I want to give some honors. First, I want to say praise Allah. I want to first rise and give all perfect praise to Allah, most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. Right here alone do we worship, and his aid do we seek. I want to say I love you, Allah, and praise Allah, right? I want to also give the highest honors I can into any man in this day and age, which would be Noble Drew Ali, love made manifest, the Redeemer who came back and redeemed us from our sinful ways and saved us from the wrath of Allah. Islam, so we want to give high honors to our prophet, right, Noble Drew Ali, for the divine work he's done. I want to give honors to Marcus Garvey, the forerunner of the prophet, purity made manifest so that we can even see love. I want to give honors to Emily Hill, the first Supreme Grand Sheikh of the Moore Science Temple of America. Islam, I want to give honors to our Supreme Grand Sheikh Emily Hill. I want to give honors to everybody in all the officials of the Moore Science Temple of America who's doing the work according to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I want to give you honor. I want to give honors to all the members of the Moore Science Temple of America who's done what the Prophet Noble Drew Ali told them to do to become a member. I want to give you honor. I want to give honors to everybody listening to my voice who is diligently studying for their salvation and putting the work in. I want to give you honor. Okay. So praise Allah. Give honors to this Holy Quran here and eat some of this. So let us go to chapter 47. Okay, we're going to start with verse number 14. Okay, give you a little time there. Let me give some honors to the chat. Islam honors to the Braxton Bay family. Praise Allah, Sister Rashida, Braxton Bay, and Brother Mustafa Braxton Bay. Praise Allah, honors to you, and honors to your family members. And everybody else who's listening in right now, who didn't chime in on the chat, but who's listening in, I want to say, give you honors too. Praise Allah. So we're on chapter 47, verse number 14 of the Holy Quran of the Moore Science Temple of America in this particular cover. Okay. And the topic of the lecture this evening is nationality is the order of the day. We're going to dive down in there and see why it is the order of the day. And it's extremely important. Its importance in our life because everything's nationality if we really look at it. Okay. So we're going to find out why. So let us start with verse number 14. Okay. Like I said, chapter 47. And it says, the divine instructions, chapter 47, Egypt, the capital empire of the dominions of Africa, verse 14. Every subordinate temple, the grand major temple, is to form under the covenant of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and create their own laws and customs in conjunction with the laws of the Holy Prophet and the grand temple. And it says, this is the part we want to pay attention to too. It says, I, the prophet. All right, let me turn this way for you guys. Give a little bit better. decorum, is Allah. It says, I, the prophet, Noble Drew Ali, was sent by the great God Allah to warn all Asiatics of America to repent from their sinful ways before that great and awful day, which is sure to come. Praise Allah. Okay. It says, number 15, the time has come that every nation must worship under its own vine and fig tree, and every tongue must confess its own. Proclamation. 16, through sin and disobedience, every nation has suffered slavery due to the fact they honored not the creed and principles of their forefathers. 17, that is why the nationality of the Moors was taken away from them in 1774, and the words Negro, Black, and Colored were given to the Asiatics of America who were of Moorish descent because they honored not the principles of their mother and father and strayed after the gods of Europe, whom they knew nothing of. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, praise Allah for the Prophet Drew Ali for setting stuff clear to the point, and so that we can really comprehend what's going on. Okay. He has told us so much in those very short verses. So let's go back up and look at a few things, right? We know now why we were put into slavery. You know, there's always a cause to an effect. And one of the causes that never would scholars and people never really paid attention to, what was the cause of slavery? You know what I mean? Oh, they just ran over there and, you know what I'm saying, gangstered some people with some nets, you know, roots didn't flow through people's head, you know, European on a ship to show up on the shores of Africa in the empires that were going on at that time too. You know, sometimes this doesn't make sense, right? All them empires going on with the Moroccan Empire on the west coast of Africa. And, you know, these ones are just going to show up and start like they out there fishing, like Rootson showed you, and casting nets in the jungle. And all of a sudden they hear people screaming. And now they got them in the net and they dragging them for miles. And ain't nobody around to be like, no brothers, no sisters, no father, nobody coming to get down with these ones. I don't know, sounds like something political more or less is going on, more than just some strong arm, as they tell you, we just fell into slavery. You know, just don't make no sense. I mean, big brother, I'm a 6'4" brother, about 200 plus pounds, and I can quick, you know, I got a good knockout. And I mean, you know, and I'm not, you know, out here, you know what I'm saying, got to go and swim 20 miles and, you know, walk 50 miles to get to the food every single day, like maybe back in the day, hit the camel or something. So them brothers is probably a little bit more in shape, you know what I mean? And I can't really just see them just moseying on up into the empire and just snatching some brothers up like that. Something else was going on. But anyway, let's look at it. That was just me. Praise Allah. So now we know why we were put into slavery. It's because we honored not the principles of our forefathers. We literally chased after the gods of Europe. And if we don't believe that, we can see people still chasing these gods today. The black god. Okay. Oh God, that is like the worst one. You know what I mean? Chasing something that don't even exist. I mean, some god that don't even exist. The white god. You know what I'm saying? Are you kidding me? People have the nerve to say that they're white. And then we have the nerve to call them white and believe it and then get emotional responses behind it. That's crazy. But we only do that because of the ignorance. But now we're back into the knowledge of self, and we get a clear understanding from our prophet Noble Drew Ali. It's because we chased after certain things that we knew nothing of, right? Because if we sure would have known what these people were about, you know what I'm saying? It takes about a good 100 years, 200, get up in there and see what's going on. And right now, how are we feeling about all that? You know what I'm saying? How are we feeling about all that right now? You know what I'm saying? You're tired of chasing? You're still chasing the house on the hill like they got it? Or are you looking to build your Moorish architect house somewhere in your vineyard somewhere or something? Or is your dreams and pictures of success a European dream and picture of success? If it is, then you're still chasing gods of Europe because it's all up in your mind. You know what I'm saying? It's all up in your mind. Another gods of Europe that they want to throw at you is their, like our women. They want to chase the gods of Europe. You don't believe we're chasing the gods of Europe today? Look at our women. Chasing these gods of Europe. Straight blonde hair, blue eye. Even Europeans, you know what I'm saying, is going out there blonde hair. But our women want to straighten out their hair, blow some blonde up in there and fling it back. They get that little fling like they got like their hair is that stringy. And then they get the attitude with it. You ever seen them? Fling it back, and then the attitude comes like they just did something real sexy. You ever see it? Gods of Europe, straight up. Okay? Yeah, we still, not we, but a lot of people are still following the gods of Europe. Here's another way they're following the gods of Europe. They listen to them and to define who they are in law, like nationality. Didn't even know nationality existed until the Prophet Drew Ali came along. Not one other, if you don't believe that, let's just look at our people here. They don't speak about nationality. Only people speaking about nationality are Moorish Americans. Okay. Everybody else out there talking about X's, putting X's on you, and you know what I'm saying, some crystal manifestations on Akron 9 if you just hit the yoga position and ohm it out or something. I don't know. I'm just saying. They're not speaking nationality. You know what I'm saying? They up in church though. Got you Jesus, but they ain't told you Jesus' nationality. Right? The only person that's come along and tells that political status is Prophet Drew Ali. So why am I moving on in this and trying to set the foundation as I usually do, right? So that we can start to see the importance of nationality. All right, so we're about to get in it. So it says that's why the nationality was taken away. See, no one can change your descent nature, right? No one can change your descent nature because that comes from Allah. But boy, you can sure get your nationality taken by your own ignorance. And the only people that can really take it away is you, because you forgot it or lost it or didn't care about it and chased after something that you thought was better. You didn't chase after I don't even know what it is today that I do, the iPhone. You don't chasing after the iPhone, okay? You're chasing after the dream of getting rich in their society. You're not worried about digging some gold and making a monetary system in your own society. You're chasing after the riches in their society so you can floss with them in the Bentley. But you didn't create the Bentley, but you want that to floss in. With who? To who? With them, on them, and on the people who ain't got it. See, ain't nothing wrong with a nice car. Don't get me wrong. I would say if you can afford a Bentley, and if that's your style and that's your taste, voila, right? But you know what I'm saying? Me, I'm like a Tesla thinking kind of dude. I would like to create the car and then call it the Noble. You dig what I'm saying? And make one so expensive, right? Because I guess that's how you put value on things. People, no, not really. You make it very quality. The quality brings the value, not the name. And this is the thing that we've forgotten. You know what I'm saying? And we can see that's another thing about nationality. You know what I'm saying? You don't know your nationality. You don't have quality. You don't have the value of things. And therefore, you're chasing after everybody else's stuff. Gods of Europe. You know what I'm saying? Why they put on your garb and then did a little quickaroo, and called it theirs. You chasing. But praise Allah, we're going to stop chasing. All right, so it's so important to understand that. And I kind of went on right there, right? All right, so, but let us move on to the next part here, okay? All right, so that part where the prophet begins to speak on why our nationality, because of the gods of Europe that we chase. We need to understand, so I can end it here, and you need to make a list. It's like your weaknesses in life. The chapter of weakness is there so that it is the chapters of weakness, misery, and inconstancies and things like that are self-mastery chapters. Because the day you know your weakness is the day you master it. It's the day you begin to master it, right? And then eventually you master it because it's called determination. You want to better improve yourself, right? So it's the same thing with understanding the gods of Europe that you're still chasing. Sometimes you may not know that you're chasing until you can pinpoint that's what it is, because it happens subconsciously. Because we're out here, we have to earn a living. in this society until we create the society where we earn the living conducive to our own. Or why? Because we like lights. You know what I mean? We like electricity. Let's keep it 100. The reason why we pay a lot of stuff is because we want energy. If we bust it down to energy, right? Right? If you kind of look at it like that, something maybe will click and be like, well, I can make my own power plant. But but that's what people are really chasing is energy. All right, that the phone it takes energy to move it. So you're chasing technology and you're chasing science and you're chasing ideals and you're chasing God's ideas. You're chasing ideas and ideals. As man unfolds, his God unfolds. Man's God today is not his God tomorrow. Man's God is his ideal. Right? So when we understand this, is so you need to pinpoint which one of these things you're still attached to and start to do detachment exercises. Certain people can't go a whole day without texting on their phone. I know it's a part of your job, then please do your job. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not, give yourself a break. See if you're so attached to it that it became a habit. Can you go a few hours without that phone looking at, Facebook or whatever people look at all the time? Can you? Right? These are the things that you're attached to. These are the gods, right? And anytime our women, I don't care what they excuse they come up with. Oh, we used to wear wigs back in the day. And we used to whoop de wop whoop wop. I can guarantee we go back in the day and see some of those Egyptian Timorian queens and empresses and goddesses and whatever wonderful name we used to give each other, right? They didn't have no blonde wig on, yo, and no blue contacts in their eyes. And their standard of beauty was not another person or nationality standard of beauty because they honored the principles of their forefathers and mothers. Okay? And this is a major issue because our women, we are perfect as our mama is. Hate to be trying to browbeat this part, but until the day we begin to show the value of our stuff, our sisters, gonna breed, put the blonde in her hair, still think she, trying to be a European, chasing after these particular gods, feeling very insecure on her natural beauty, right? Because she's trying to do everything other than her naturalness, right? She's going to be very insecure, have an energy signature when we making love. Next thing we know, we popping out insecure babies, and we got to go through a bunch of stuff, you know what I mean, just to get them right, right? So if we can cut it off from the beginning, which is simply understanding nationality, which is another form of nationality. The order of the day is saying love yourself, know thyself, all right, and understand these particular gods of Europe that we fell for. Okay, we don't need to be your sister don't need to be shaking your hair like you got some blonde whoopty wop flying everywhere. You got a stiff afro. You know what I'm saying? 9-8 there, electricity. And if you was concentrate hard enough, you probably start glowing. You know what I'm saying? Can I make love to you when you're glowing? For real though. You know what I'm saying? Can we start glowing? Can we get value of who we are? All right. Now I'm going to end that part, but that is really important. One day we're going to go camel on that. Okay. We're going to go camel on, the importance of the sister. Stop being insecure. And and the man and men have a responsibility in that. Why? Because we are one. You the right hemisphere of the brain walking, I'm the left. And we come together, we create a wise mind and produce a God child on the planet. But praise Allah, we really are going to go there one day. All right, so praise Allah. Let's move on now. Let us go to the student manuals on page chapter 6. We're going to go over the prophet's plea to the nation. Okay, Friday, March 1st, 1929. So if you do have the student manual, okay, so please let's go there to chapter 6. Okay, and all right, and we're going to read from there. And if you don't have the manual, you may have the prophet's plea to the nation. All right, the prophet's plea to the nation, Friday, March 1st, 1929. That's what we're going to read, right? And then we're going to go into it, all right, because it starts to set things up. All right, so please respect. Okay, so the prophet's plea to the nation, Friday, March 1st, 1929. Our divine and national movement stands for the specific grand principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And I, the prophet, am applying to all loyal, comma, faithful Moors, comma, members and the American citizens to help me in my great uplifting acts of uplifting fallen humanity. Among the Asiatic race and nation, for I have suffered much and severely in the past through misunderstanding of what the movement was dedicated to. It is the great God Allah alone that guides the destiny of the destiny of this divine and national movement. I know all true American citizens are identified by national and national descent names to answer and apply to the free national constitution of this free national republic of the United States of America. That's why I am calling on all true national citizens to help me morally and financially in my great work. I'm going to help this national government, or without a free national name, with a descent flag of your forefathers, there is not a national divine title of the government in which we live. This is from your true and divine prophet unto all American and foreign sympathizers, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Man, that is bomb. Okay, so let's look at a few things in here. All right. And remember, we're dealing with nationality. So we're going to start looking at those particular points and what he's saying right here. Because this particular plea to the nation is so important. Okay. So it says here, it says that on the second paragraph, it is the great God Allah alone that guides the destiny of the divine and national movement. Now, this particular part, listen to this. Okay, listen to this. It says, I know all true American citizens are identified, 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 identified by national, I'm gonna look that up, and national descent name. Okay, these are the things to apply. Excuse me. All right, names, names to answer and apply to the national, to the United States of America. So these are the things that you're going to need to answer to and to apply, excuse me, and to be identified as. Now we have to understand, do we have those things? Okay? Straight up. All right, so let's go on a little bit more. And it says, I am calling on all true national citizens. All right, very important. Then he says, I am glad to help this national government without a free national name in these things. The reason why he says he's going to help the government, because prior to that, the United States of America was known as a country under the laws of nations, and it was not a nation like that until the prophet brought forth the national government or the national flag, right? Got to really understand the will within the will. We're going to go there and dealing with nationality probably, next week. Okay, so I wanted to lay that down too, because he mentioned a few things that we're going to go over right now. Identified, national citizen, and national. Okay, so let us make sure you're turn to page 99 in your student manual, and we're going to look at the definition of national, and then we're going to go directly into nationality. Okay, all right, so let us deal with that particular term right now. Okay. Also, while really quick, well, no, we're not there yet. All right, so let us look at national, okay? Because with that term, it's really important that we understand that, because the prophet made other statements and other particular warnings to the nations and stuff, that he said, you must have, without your national citizenship by name and principle, okay, you're not a true American, all right? And you have to know what a national is, because that's what you are. And it's so important because he has it all through there. All right, so I've already, looked it up. If you have a dictionary and you want to follow along, please do. I'm coming about the unabridged international, whatever this is, Webster's third new international unabridged dictionary. All right, and we're going to go directly to national. Okay, and this is what it says. Excuse me, everybody. I'm having little issues here, little technical issues. All right, Islam, get some shout outs, Islam. Sister Carmen Pamplin Bay +7. Islam to the 7 out there. If I had your names, I would honest, I'd say every last one of them, but I just want to say a hearty Islam to you, and I give you honors, for doing the things necessary to save yourself. And and, and this is a wonderful thing. I love this stuff, you guys. All right, so we're at national right now. Okay. I know I'm like a little nerdy with it, but hey, that's me. All right, so anyway, national means this. Okay. It says number one, of relating to a nation. All right. So the first definition of national, and it's long. It's like, pretty, it has actually 7 parts to it. All right, 7 particular numbered definitions. So one, like I said, of relating to a nation. Number 3, of or having the characteristics of being of, or excuse me, having the characteristics of, or right, being a nationality. So national deals directly with nationality. Okay, and we're going to go there in any second. Now, the second definition of national, right, which is a more streamlined to where we're looking at too, right? It says one that owes permanent allegiance to a nation. Very important, right? And that particular part of allegiance is extremely important, is because it is a part of nationality. Okay, so when we're looking at national, right, it's also having the characteristics of one being having a nationality. It also means citizen. Okay, right? It means a citizen. It's very important. There's also one being a major political, having one to deal with political parties. And it also says, for national, right? It says nationalism. And that's something. People are all scared. Nationalism. So the nationalism, you said white people coming to get us. Ain't no such thing as white people. No such thing as black people. People are scared of illusions. My goodness. We got to help the European out too, man. Go tell him his nationality. And tell him he sure ain't white. Man, wake him up. Man. Anyway, let's move on. We'll deal with, deal with our own folks first. Okay, so but it's really true too, though. They need to know that they're not white, and you need to stop calling them white. You're doing them an injustice as you're doing yourself. All right, so let us now. I just wanted to get to that part. So just to get the basic definition of national, which relates to being a nationality, being a citizen. Now let's go look at the legal definitions of it. Okay, that way we can even get a broader understanding. So if everybody's at page number 99 in the student manual, right? This one deals with national. Okay, and under 18 United States Code section 1116, murder or manslaughter of foreign officials, comma, official guests, comma, or internationally protected person. We're going to look at this. Okay. Why are we looking at internationally protected person as a national? Okay, so when you go look up national in a law dictionary, right, it gives you certain laws. You need to go look up those laws because it moves you directly to lists. Okay, so today's understanding of a national citizen, and national also means when you go look it up in a thesaurus and you really do your etymology on the term, it also means inhabitant. It also means aboriginal, right? Because it's dealing with one's origin and one's nation, right? And we're going to get there when we unlock nationality any moment. All right. So let us look at this particular term, though, national. Okay. All right, so a national is someone who is also known as, and let me go directly to it. So under that law I just gave you, and I'll give it to you again so that maybe you can write it down if you don't have this particular manual. It's Title 18, United States Code, 1116, murder or manslaughter of foreign officials, comma, guest, comma, or international protected person. And we're going to go down now to section of that particular law. We're going down to section 7. All right. And in section 7 says this: a national of the United States has the meaning prescribed in section 101A22 of the Immigration and Nationality Act, 8 United States Code 1101A22. So a national of the United States, right, has been described here. And it says section 101A22 of the Immigration and Nationality Act states that the term national of the United States means a citizen of the United States, B, a person who, now you gotta watch that term person, who through not a citizen of the United States owes permanent allegiance to the United States. Therefore, a U.S. citizen are also U.S. nationals. And you got to watch that U.S. meaning the original, not the U.S. All right, but look what it says. So, U.S. nationals, right, are citizens of the United States of America. And that's the part where it's so important because he calls you a national. And it also means an internationally protected person. Okay. Now, an internationally protected person, all right, let's go look at this. All right. So, an internationally protected person, such protection, has special protections. All right. Internationally protected person means it has these meanings. It means a national, which we just read. It also has certain other particular meanings, right? But their degrees under the national mean from your state. You're a national, like a citizen, and in your national citizenship or your state government or the will within the will, the Moorish Divine National Movement, Moorish Science Temple of America, being the nation state, okay, will choose these particular people as their nationals too to represent certain offices and stations. But an internationally protected person falls under these particular headings too. Any person of a foreign nationality who is duly notified to the United States as an officer or employee, right? Yeah, you got to watch that part. But or an international organization or an internationally protected person, right? Under 4, and that particular person, right? Let me go on down here a little bit. Protects their immediate household. That's the kind of the part I was really trying to get to. All right, so it says a internationally protected person means a chief of state or a political equivalent, a head of a government or a foreign minister, whenever such a person is in the country other than his own, and any member of his family accompanying him. Okay, in other words, an international protected person has these certain privileges that are conducive, almost like a foreign minister. All right, and it says and who at time, place, and concern is the entity pursuant to international law to special protection against attacks upon his person, freedoms, or dignity, and any member of his family, then forming part of his household. So, an internationally protected person or a national citizen, according to the Prophet Drew Ali, when you do this, you become what is known as an internationally protected person. And what you do, you automatically protect your household, your immediate family. Okay, that's why it's so important to not so much trip on people in your family who don't comprehend all the way. Maybe their eyes are closed at this time, and you were supposed to do the thing to help bring forth that part where they are secure, right? Don't argue with them so much. Just do what you have to do. All right. Why? Because you can then immediately protect them. And if you're taking this particular course and have done the things we're asking you to do, I sent out a list of things to get, and on there is a particular a document that's going to go in that has your immediate household on it, okay, and your genealogy and things. Why? Because you're an internationally protected person. You want to get who your immediate household is, whether they have proclaimed or not. Okay. Well, it'd be better if they proclaim, but praise Allah, you can still help them, right? and you want to put that on the official record that goes to a particular places that we show people exactly where that goes. And that way you protect them immediately, right? So beautiful. I just thought that was so wonderful. It's like the prophet thought of everything. You know what I mean? So when you know the definitions of things, and when you truly go look up things and not just listening, but go do your due diligence, because people will mislead you because of their own ignorance, and maybe they're really sincere of heart, right? And it's not that they're mean sometimes. And then there are people who just mislead you on purpose to take your money. Now, these are the vile ones, right? But you still have to check when it comes to these things. All right. You want to go look up internationally protected person. That's why I gave you the definitions in the booklet. That's why I gave you the definitions so you can actually go look it up. Okay. It's not a substitute for you just to get it and not go study the Quran or the Constitution. It is just there. It's the definitions of what's on those most important documents that we use. That's all. Okay. So once again, we're going to kind of go over this a little bit more. All right. So a national citizen is also known as an internationally protected person. And you can go find that under Title 18, United States Code 106. What is that? 116, international protected person. And it's subsection under number 7 and number 4. All right, number 4, you read international protected person. And then you can see that also means a national of the United States on number 7. Okay. And that's why I loved it, because pops, like, some of my people don't really with it. And I can't be mad at them. I used to like kind of argue with them, and you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're talking about, they come and get you, and I don't care. Woo, but I do care. You know what I'm saying? And there ain't no frustrations about it now that we understand. All right, I got you, pops, I got you. You need to step, I got y'all. Don't trip, because you got your family automatic, right? Maybe of course you got to take care of the people in your household immediately. And then those particular cousins and the real cool ones. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Yeah. The real cool ones. And even the uncool ones, give them a chance to, right? But you get to do that. So I thought that was really wonderful. And we can prove it in law. And that's where your faith strengthens. Because faith means to know. The reason why we got great faith is because we know, we study. The more you study, the more you know. The more your faith increases, that it's going to go good. And then you put into practice your words, deeds, and your words and your deeds must manifest into action so that you can get the experience behind being an internationally protected person. Like the other, like a few months back, get pulled over, but we're good because we had all of our proper identification, like the prophet says, and we did everything that he told us to do. And so when they, pulled us over, it was no, heartbeat, none of that. I stopped that a long time ago, but wasn't no, being scared or nothing. It was just like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you ain't got no tax, but we under the Constitution don't need no tax, baby, like that. I mean, you do if you're a 14th Amendment citizen. Please don't go out here breaking no laws, and don't go out here and be like Jones Bay said, I don't need to have no tax. You know what I mean? You finish the process, learn the law behind what it means to be a constitutional under the Constitution, and those rights, those natural rights that you have, and then you'll figure those things out for yourself. It's not hard. All right. So now, if you ask me, I'll tell you, but I'm going to give you the law. All right. All right. So anyway, where was I? Okay. So national citizen being in its relationship to an internationally protected person, like we were just going over, allows you to take care of your household immediately, guys. So that's why it's very important for you to understand that, and then to kind of correlate some of the things that we're showing you and giving you, so that when you do go proclaim in front of the government in which you live, and then go to the nations of the world for that recognition, as the prophet Noble Drew tells us in Acts 6, to get those recognition papers, right? All those other particular lawful documents will go in there with that, right? To further get your recognition up. And the term recognition doesn't mean you're going to go beg for a thing. They're saying, oh, you said you're this, then can I see the proof? That's what that means. People, oh, you don't gotta need them to tell you nothing. Going over there and got them to tell you use a more or use a more Chanel. I'm like, dude, you don't even read the prophet. Shut up, right? first and foremost, and you don't know the definition of recognition. You know what I mean? All right, it's not, no one's begging nobody for nothing. You said that you are Moorish American. Now they're asking you to prove it. And what's wrong with that? You know what it's like? Say somebody, you get a letter in the mail, and this, you open it up, and it says that we come to believe that you're an heir to the Bay fortune of Morocco that was just pulled up out of whatever. You know what I'm saying? And all you have to do is come in and identify yourself with the birth certificate and these other particular things, and you can get the 10,000 acres and a gold mine. You know what I'm saying? A couple of acres, some cool cars, right? So, how would you go in there and identify yourself? You're going to have to bring the things they're asking for, right? And now you can prove that you're a part of that. And it's the same thing. I mean, people think that they can just say something somewhere private and now everybody out there knows. No, they don't. You didn't proclaim to everyone. Like the prophet said, you proclaimed in a private setting in the temple. Now you got to finish it off. And this is what we're doing, right? And how we're understanding that is through nationality. Right. So in the term nationality, right, it says that there are political rights. All right, let's go to it. Let's not come off the head. All right. So anyway, so I want you guys to really study that part. Okay. That starts on page 99 in the student manual, and that's dealing with internationally protected persons. Okay. All right. And we're going to go a little bit more just on that before I move off of that because there's a couple other parts. All right. So an internationally protected person has protection like this also. So by being, and how do we know we're internationally protected person? Because the prophet said that we're nationals. Okay. And a national means what we just went through, right? So if someone does this to you, you have immediate reprieve as an internationally protected person. It says whoever assaults, strikes, wounds, imprisons, or uh, offers violence to a internationally protected person, or makes a violent attack upon the person or their liberty of such a person, or if likely to endanger his person or liberty, makes a violent attack upon his official premises, meaning your spot, your home, private accommodations like your car, right? Or private accommodations can mean anything that you say it is, pretty much, or means of transportation, or attempts to commit any of the foregoing shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 3 years or both. Whosoever in the commission of any such act uses a deadly or dangerous weapon or inflicts bodily injury shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both. This is the type of protection that you have. That means if someone calls you a Negro or man, that's violating your liberties. You can't just deframe me and my character like that and put black on my ticket. Get a ticket and they put black on it. And people just accepting that. Not no more. Man, that's a ching straight to the bank, Jack. And I say it's about, you call me black, that offends me so much. It puts anguish, mental anguish in my soul to be called black. My ancestors turning their grave, so that's got to be at least a couple meal, some meal tickets up in there just to deframe my character like that. And you think I'm joking? Let's read it again. And then you should go look up liberty. It's called civil liberties, bigger than just civil rights, like Dr. King tried to get. So let's look at that one more time. So you being a national, after you do the things the Prophet Noble Duality tells us to do, not before. And a lot of people get caught up in this. They hear all this great stuff, right? Oh, we can use the Constitution. They can't do this, and we should be able to do this. And when they come up, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna shake the judge. Okay, I ain't mad at you shaking. Get your shake on, right? But why are you shaking? No, I'm shaking the judge. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you did the thing that you were supposed to do to be recognized under identification that you are that. Before you go opening and bumping your gums, they're going to, because if you do and you don't know what you're saying, man, they may put you in the funny house, the crazy house somewhere. Because they're like, oh, you think you something that you're not. You ain't got no ID that says you this. So you got an issue. You think you got split personality. Are you okay? We're going to get a psych evaluation. Make sure you're okay. Because you believe that you're not Mr. Jones. You think you're a Jones thing. But there's nothing that shows you that. You know? So a little hint, hint. All right, anyway, let's go over that one more time. Right. So to be a national, right, and we're about to end this with nationality for my last 10 minutes. All right, is this whoever assaults, so if someone does this to you, listen, guys, and this could be a cop, this could be anyone, somebody at work, your boss. You know what I'm saying? The dude down the street that don't know you black because you ain't wear your turban that day. Ain't nobody said you got to work 24 hours a day out there like that. Maybe you was running to the store. You know what I'm saying? But he up in the store, then, go up in there, he treats you all funky and call you a Negro under his breath or something like that, or whatever they do. You have reprieve. So it says, whoever assaults, strikes, wounds, imprisons. In prison. So you find yourself not having your ID or your turban on that day, but you did what you're supposed to do. They pull you over and gaffle you up. Man, that's like 23 cents. That's like every 23 cents a second. You got me up in here. Something like that. But anyway, in prison or offers violence. Offers violence. Somebody on the phone threatening you. Terrorist threats. Goes on and on and on, y'all. So that's an internationally protected person. And I love the part where it says up on the person or their liberty. Anyway, you cannot put a violent attack on my liberties. Man, my liberties are vast, bruh. Anyway, I like that stuff. All right, so please go look at that. You know what I'm saying? It goes on. It also says intimidates, cohorts, threatens, or harass. So when the police come up with their hand on their gun, are you not under threat? And you know what I'm saying? Cohort, you dang near under coercion. Then they put black on your ticket. Better have an ID that says you're not. You know what I'm saying? Mo, we need to come up with a unified fee schedule for these for these jumps. Islam, Mo. Islam. Let me say give the shout outs to the new people online. Islam, Brother White, G White, Islam, Mo. Tahir Ali Muwawin. Oh, that's the Mo. Islam, Mo. That's the Islamic scholar. That's a good Mo right there. Maybe we're gonna have him do some Islamic scholar stuff for y'all, man. This Mo's very on point. You guys should kind of holler at that Mo. Islam, brother Kevin, Bridgewater, Islam, Mo, where you been? Mo, everything good? Maybe I haven't been this looking, but I'm glad to see you on there, Mo. Praise Allah. Assalamu alaikum, my brother Islam. I'm sorry, I know I destroyed your name, brother Tahir Al Muim. I apologize, Mo. I need to get my Arabic back up, Mo. So I'll probably be calling you. Anyway, I'm just giving some love out there and put a little love in the chat. You know what I mean? So this topic is one of my favorite topics, you guys, because it's the one that people skip over. And I don't know why, because it probably said we teach nationality and divine creed. And here's the point about this, and we're about to go directly into nationality now, right? So if you in the student manual, I did put this particular build I'm about to go into right now. It is nationalities, the order of the day. If you are near your computer and you don't have this, if you want to Google really quick, put in Moorish American Scholar in the Google bar, nationalities, the order of the day, and academic.u should pop up. And then you can follow along with this because I'm about to go into that particular piece of the student manual, okay? And I don't know if I put it in this particular specific one, but I probably maybe have it in two. Give me one moment, everybody. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bears with me. All right, Prophet. I know I got it in here. No, I put it in here for the mowers. All right. Okay, yes. Okay, so you can go to a student manual on page 125. Islamism. Sorry about that, everybody. So on student manual, page 125, or if you don't have the manual, you can go read this. I put a free copy on this particular, not the manual, but a copy of this build we're doing right now on academic.u, Morse American Scholar. Okay, so if you go to academic.u, and I wish you would, you know what I'm saying, and visit that, it would help. But anyway, go there for free and follow along with us, okay? Because it has the full definition of nationality. All right, so how's everybody else out there? You know, everybody doing good? Praise Allah. Praise Allah. All right, so let's move on, okay? All right, so I like it on, I'll put it up here too a little bit so people can kind of see it on the screen. How about that, everybody? I'll do that. All right, so we're going to go to this one, but we're going to be on the second page. I mean, page number, bing, bing. All right, so yeah, if you go to this particular website, academic.u, you can follow us and just put in the Moorish American Scholar Nationality is the order of the day. All right, and you can follow along with us. We're going to be on page one, the second page, and we're going to be dealing with the definition of nationality. Okay, so this definition comes from Black's Law 6th edition. So if you have that, turn to that also. Okay. All right, so it says nationality, that quality or character. Now, I'm going to be breaking this down. You know, of course, I'm going to be relating it to the Holy Quran. Okay. Right. So the quality of character, where would you think that part is in the Holy Quran? All right. I'll just turn to it real quick. Cut the chase. All right. So obviously that's in 7. All right. So when it says nationality, that quality of character which arises from the fact of a person belonging to a nation or state, period. All right, so what does he mean that the quality of character, right, means this? Chapter 5, right? Chapter 5 in the Holy Quran, the More Science of America. We use these tools, right, so that we can do what? Number 13, these tools remind me of the ones we handle in the workshop of the mind, where things are made of thought and where we build up character. This book is for you to build up your character. You have a Negro personality, which means dead in law, which means also a dead personality. That's why they said the resurrection of the dead, and the day of the resurrection of the dead is here, right? So the resurrection is a fact. So the thing is, right, that character deals for us, speaking for Moors and stuff like that. It deals directly with our Quran because we got the character of Jesus back, who is our brother, according to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and I wholeheartedly believe him. Why? Because Ruth was an ancient Moab, because Ruth was a Moabitess. And in our Quran questionnaire for Moorish Americans, number 27, it says, can you give in brief a line of genealogy through which Jesus came? And then it gives Ruth, and then we see in Act 6, you know, you guys know the rest, right? Ancient Moabites, Moorish Americans, number 13 and 14, you know, what is his nationality? Moorish American. What is your nationality? Moorish American. Ancient Moabites, right? So praise Allah. Let's look at this real quick here. So when we're looking at the character, right, we want to kind of go and understand that this book was given back to us so that we can get that character, right? All right, so let's move on. It says nationality, that quality or character which arises from a person belonging to a nation or a state. Nationality determines the political status, especially with reference to allegiance. Okay? So very, let me look at you guys real quick. Let me look at y'all. All right. So very important that we understand that part of allegiance too. All right. And it says, right, I'm gonna kind of read it from here. All right. So I have a copy in front of me too. It says that quality or character which arises from the fact of a person belonging to a nation and a state, or a state. Should say and state, right? But it says nationality determines a person's political status. So what is really determining our political status? Our family. Why? Because it belongs to a nation. And your nation really is your family, holding all one free national name. You know what I'm saying? Or You know what I'm saying? Your family, your nation, and those people under there, that homogeneous particular people holding the B's and those L's. You understand? That nation of people. And where's that nation? Where's our society, in other words? The Morse Divine National Movement. Okay. And if you guys stick along with us, we're going to go all in the herds, revise stats, and you can see the law. I mean, it's nothing to hide, but people need to see it, so people can get right. Okay. So when we're looking at this political status, right, it's so important to understand that nationality determines your political status because that is what you did not have. Praise Allah. All right. Let me, oh, that's why I needed that, everybody, because I was on this page. Okay. So let me go back here. All right, so let us go on. Okay, it says some. It also says nationality determines one's political status, especially with reference to allegiance, while domicile determines his civil status. Nationality arises either by birth or naturalization. Nationality affords the state jurisdiction. Let's go here. Let's read that one more time. Nationality affords the state jurisdiction over the persons and affords the person the protection of the state. This is the part where we be, a lot of boards, oh, we don't have to do this, we have to do all that, but you got to be able to explain it in law, right? Too. You can't just say you don't pay taxes. That sounds crazy to people who do. But if you simply tell them, right, that my nationality affords me the state jurisdiction over me, and I pay taxes to my state government, where I'm domiciled under, then it sounds like you know what you're saying, and it gives a little bit more clarity there. Okay, and it's lawful, right? So let's look at this particular part. All right, so it says, especially with reference to allegiance, nationality determines a political status, especially with reference to allegiance. Therefore, when the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, where is my? Told you guys to make sure you got your tools out. Okay, please make sure you got your tools always handy with me. Excuse me. Excuse me, everybody. I'm gonna get a little water here. All right, so let's go to our divine constitutions real quick. All right, so when Prophet Noble Drew Ali tells us in Act 3, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice are what? Our national principles. Okay? These are our laws. Principles mean law. That's why they're right there. And they're everywhere. Okay? If you don't come in and proclaim that, then you have no allegiance to the government, because these are the national principles of this is our law. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. These are our national principles, as the Prophet Noble Drew Ali says. These are the foundation of what makes our government and its laws and all of that. Okay? Therefore, you have to come into allegiance with that. Why, Bay? Why, Brother Bay? Why, Grand Chief? Why do I need to come into allegiance? Because not only because of the definition of nationality, but it says your political rights are tied into your allegiance. And the reason is because the prophet told you black according to science means death, which is in law means civilly more truce than law. Okay. And this means that you are on the state of a stateless person or a refugee. That's honestly what black people are. And now that Trump has told the world he's going to remove the birthright clause, you have no true citizenship, or you have no, you can't back up any longer your citizenship. That's why the prophet made the statement, just because you were born here doesn't make you a citizen. Okay. So when you are in that capacity as a black person, which is civilly mortuus, or a stateless person, or a refugee, or black according to science means death, or a Latino, or even white people, right? So-called, right? And that means you don't have any allegiance to a government, all right? There's no allegiance there because you're stateless. And so where did you go to get your allegiance to the government? that is now protecting you, that you're domiciled under. See, it's so important that you get the protections of your state government. But if you didn't have the state before, then how can you do it? Thus, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali's wonderful work again, creating the will within the will, or the nation state force. Okay. So under there, right now, by being black, when black people come in, so-called black people come in, or Asiatic people come in, who are under that particular status, being civilly more choose, or black, according to science means that, right, are under that mark, like the prophet tells us, then when you proclaim love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, you proclaim allegiance to the laws. That's what a proclamation is. You're proclaiming, you're making something important. So the definition of proclamation, once again, is to make something important known to the people. It doesn't just mean to announce, it does mean to announce. But from Black's Law Dictionary, it means to announce, to publish, to give wide publicity to, and to make a matter important to be known by the people, to disclose. That's what proclamation is. Not just to make an announcement, which you do have to do in the temple, that you're a Moorish American, you're a citizen of the USA, and know what you the prophet. And when you say USA, you're speaking grandfather clause back under the National Republic, like the prophet told you in the warning. The prophet makes a plea in 1929. He said, "This is the free national republic of the United States of America." All right. So, and your grandfather back under there. So, when you make that proclamation of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice in Act 3, now you're under the allegiance to the government. And I can't make that for you. I do make that in the declaration, but you first, under your voluntary agreement, because that's how you got caught up under the 14th Amendment, it's voluntary. And you must voluntarily come in and proclaim. I can't force you to or anything like that, right? So when you make that proclamation, right there, you make the announcement, and then now you must go publish this particular thing to make it known in front of the people. Okay. So when kind of lost my thought for one moment, everybody. Sorry about that. Okay. So when we're speaking then on nationality, right? And when you came into the temple and you make this particular proclamation of Act 3, now that is the allegiance part of nationality. That's the point I'm trying to get to. Okay. That is the allegiance part when it says, your political rights, especially tied into allegiance. Now you've come into allegiance. You've proclaimed love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Now you must practice. Okay. Practice means to study. Right. And then now you can uphold Act 4, which says all members must. Anytime the prophet said all members must, those are the things that you got to go do. So he says all members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government. Now that now you know them. Okay, that's why you have to study, because he told you to preserve. Preserve means to know. The only way to preserve a thing is for you to either be the thing or to know the thing, which means to understand it. That's when you can preserve it. You can't preserve something that you don't know what it is. You'll take advantage of it, or you'll not give it the value it deserves, because you only got a fleeting comprehension of what it is. To preserve a thing, see, the prophet's language is so bomb. To preserve a thing is actually to have not only possession, but it is to know it. Okay. And the only way you're able to know it is through Act 3, which it says you must practice. Okay, so that's why you're taking this course. That's why you have to follow the laws. And now that you've come in and you begin to practice these laws and you're preserving these laws, right? And you understand that this organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to overthrow, these particular things right now with us in Act 6. Does it make sense now? Right? Because membership is free. So you still got to go do some things. Just because membership is free doesn't mean you're not supposed to go out there and do some things, according to the Prophet Ali. He says all members must do these things, even though membership is free. Okay. So now, after you've done those things in Act 3 and Act 4, Now you can say, I want to proclaim my nationality. Right. With who? With us. Right. That us being legitimate, verifiable people who are able to make a declaration from the Moorish Science Temple of America. You got to ask them to prove that. Right? All right. So it says, with us, all members must proclaim their nationality. See, right? And why did he proclaim their nationality? And we are teaching our people their nationality and divine creed. Now he brings in divine creed after he tells you twice about nationality. Why? Why? A lot of people, oh, this is just religion and, and things like that. And I'm like, no, it's not. And I don't care what they say, right? And who's saying it. You know what I'm saying? It is not just religion. It says we teach nationality and divine creed. The reason you got to have nationality before the divine creed part is because you can't practice religion as true. You can't practice religion in America without being a citizen and get the benefits under the Constitution. You can't even get the rights of the Constitution unless you proclaim your nationality and your religion. Those two parts missing. You know what I'm saying? That requires those requirements of citizenship. Now that you proclaim your nationality, now you're getting the right to call political rights. Remember, what are those political rights? The rights of religion, the rights of freedom of speech, etc. Now you're able to practice the religion and have protection there. That's why he made it the order of the day prior to it just being religion. Because you can't even practice religion in America without being a citizen and expect to get your protection there under. Okay, the Prophet Drew Ali put things into order. And if you skip something, that's your arrogance. That's your ego thinking that you have a better way, but had showed and proved nothing. I mean, when did the governor invite you to the inaugurational ball lately? It's to train for you, like they did the prophet. Okay. See, we can look at his divine works and see that he's true. We ain't got to believe suckers. Okay. And then you can tell other people if they're not saying, well, if they're not telling you to do the things according to how it's laid out, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4, Act 5, then Act 6. People coming into the temple and copping Act 6 off. Well, wait a minute. What happened to the other proclamation? There are 3 proclamations that you must do. Okay? 3. According to the prophet, not 1. And let's read them. All right. Number 1, the proclamation that you must do. It starts in Act 3. It says, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be what? Proclaimed. First proclamation. Next one in Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. That's the second. Here comes the third one, right? This is the one that everybody misses. I was scrutinized, but praise Allah, I'm like, what I'm saying? Thunder God over here, man. I bring rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes on ones, right? With permission, of course. But praise Allah. So the third one is, but this is a new era in time now, and all men now must proclaim 1, 2, 3. 3 proclamations. Do it one more time. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members. First proclamation. Next proclamation with us. All members must proclaim. Act 6. Right? All members must proclaim. The next one in Act 6. What? Proclaim their nationality. Now that you proclaimed your nationality, it only makes sense that you need to now go let everybody in the world know that's what you did. Sitting there with a card and don't nobody know nothing. And ain't nobody telling you to go out there and let the world know. The prophet did, and therefore I'm saying it too, because he said it. So the next one is, but this is a new era in time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized. To be recognized. Oh well, Jones Bay. We proclaim that on their nationality card when we read the Declaration. That's what I was told by one of them. I said, bruh, okay, I'm a sheik. I read that Declaration all the time, but that doesn't negate the fact that they must proclaim love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice before I can make a declaration. How in the world can I make a declaration that you're under this if you ain't came in and did this thing first? I can't force you under love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And that's what these sheiks is around here doing, forcing you under love, truth. Wait a minute, bro. You got to proclaim love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice by the law because that's your voluntary agreement. You came from a civilly more true state. You were dead out there. You know what I'm saying? The resurrection tells us that you must proclaim. Get up, in other words, off your butt. Tell us that there's something wrong. And now you can go out there and let everybody know that there's something wrong and get this thing together. I mean, come on, man. Even a child, after a while, knows how to cry to get the titty in his mouth. Sorry, excuse me. But you get my meaning. All right. Am I making sense, everybody? I'm gonna stop right there for a moment because I've been going. I'm making sense. If I'm not, say something in that chat. Get me up on that call-in line. Be like, bro, I don't understand. Okay. All right, so that's why there's three proclamations. And yeah, we may have brought this out that people ain't been seeing this since the time of the prophet, right? But ain't no arrogant on it. It ain't nothing to me, it's no big deal, but ain't nobody doing it, ain't nobody seeing it. So now we got to say something. And yeah, they tried to ostracize a few because people want to follow exactly the dictate words per word of the prophet Drew Ali. Just like I showed you. See, that's what we're doing, everybody. That's why you're here in this course. Because if I can't prove that you went through Act 3 and 4, and you can't prove it, then how? And they already have these laws because the prophet said that this is incorporated within this government already. They already got it. So if you ain't going by it, don't you think they know? That's why you ain't getting nothing. That's why we having so much success. Because, praise Allah for the prophet, man, and his words, man. Okay, in dictionaries, bro. In Black's Law dictionaries, and a fire that you gotta get that says, I'm gonna save my life no matter what, and my family no matter what. That's the type of determination you gotta have, and the faith you gotta have with this. Okay? And I'm telling you, man, it's all good. Brothers and sisters out there who are listening to us, it is so good. And it's just going to become more and more prevalent. I don't like to jump the gun on anything, but y'all just do it. You know what I mean? Don't, if you got any excuse, man, I'll take away any excuse. Just get it done. You did what I'm saying, and show that you followed the laws of the prophet. I made a way so that the people who are with us can do it. But if you find other people who are doing it, or you think you have a way, man, get on it. Don't bump your gums about it. Get on it. Now we have a way, show and prove. You know what I'm saying? Our way is the prophet's way. We don't make up anything. I don't know how to do this other than what yes, I do. I mean, other than what he told me is what I mean. All my years of study because I chose this as a career of my life. Right? All right. So anyway, let me move on. Okay, so it's so important to understand this part one more time. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and divine creed. The reason the divine creed was after nationality twice is because, like I said earlier, now you have a right to participate in the religion and get the protection thereof. All right, so let's move on to a little bit more details of nationality. All right, so I'm going to go over here, everybody. All right, so just listen up, and I'm going to read a little bit, and then we're going to, as I read, I'm going to, go over it. Okay. So this is dealing with nationality again. Let me go back up a little bit. All right. So it says some of the facts about nationality. Nationality 1.1 is a political status. 1.2 is defined by the Constitution, which is a political document. It's synonymous with being a national. Okay, that's why we just went over national within statutory law, right? 1.4 gives one the rights to political association. In other words, everyone, that's so important, right? Because you have the right now to associate. In other words, you have the right to say, no, I don't want to live over there with the weirdos. And you can't force me to. You have a right to associate with your particular people in their group. In other words, your political community. Okay, it's so important that you understand that, right? You don't have to be compelled under a compelled association that you don't agree with. So gives one constitutional citizenship, is associated with a specific country. It's called a political citizen or a citizen of the United States in the political sense, okay, by the courts to distinguish it from a statutory citizen. See Powell versus the United States, okay? So nationality, therefore, is a principal relationship that connects the individual to the state. Okay, so it's really important to understand that we got a state. And we're going to go and show and prove that Noble Drew Ali was a state, which creates the state, which creates states, right? You got to, the individual has to be the state first and go do the things that states would do, thus becoming a state, and then leaving it to the heirs and to the people within his body or up under his corpus. Praise Allah, right? And we're going to show you that Noble Drew Ali met all the requirements of the state, did every single thing, went to the Pan American Conference in Cuba, representing the Moors, got the A mandate back. If you don't know what an A mandate is, go look it up. It means that the A mandate is the highest mandate one can get. It's a piece of the Ottoman Empire that they broke up in World War I. Okay, right? So Prophet got that back, y'all. Right? And it's so important that we understand that. Peace mode. Me and the household just went through. We active. Well, Islam. Y'all went to the court and went. Oh, okay. That's Oh, Islam. Okay, so that's uh 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 okay, Mo, I know. Your name just escaped. I had it right there. All right, I got you, Mo. Praise Allah for the family going through, Mo. Praise Allah, man. That is so good, you guys. Just go get it done. I'm talking about it's so good. It is so good. It makes me feel real good to hear people, got their court date, went through the court, and got that agreement. Do you see how powerful it is, Mo? The judge agreed to that. Isn't that wonderful? And all we got to do is follow what the prophet said. Praise Allah. So we're going to move on and go on a little bit, everybody. And I'm going to come back. We're going to holler in that chat a little. But it says, so political rights, okay? And please go to academic.u and pull up Moorish American Scholar and download this. If you don't have anything else from me, download this because it goes into mad detail. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to skip a little bit, okay? All right, so listen to this, everyone. Okay, it says the legal domicile of a person is important, since it, rather than the actual residence, often controls the jurisdiction of the taxing authorities. All right, I'm gonna go back just a little bit and give you a definition of domicile, though. Sorry about that. All right, so it says when you choose your association, which is your political community, okay, which is determined by your domicile, okay, which you have chosen your civil status. Okay, so let me go back up. I should have skipped this part. Let me go back up a little bit, everybody. All right, so political rights are those which may be exercised in the formation of administration of government, rights of a citizen established or recognized by the Constitution, which gives them the power to participate directly or indirectly in the establishment of the government. In other words, voting, putting people in that represent our body politic and our interests, Islam, and who out there wants to run, you know what I'm saying? As soon as you get your pass card and your credentials through, we're looking for somebody to run in Congress, y'all. So if you think you have that type of character and that type of and can be that type of brother for us, please call me up. All right, so let me move on. It says political. I said that part. All right. All right, so it says in Acts, which gives them the power to participate directly or indirectly in the establishment of government. The Holy Prophet was recorded saying, I'm going to leave the European here just long enough to teach you how to run a government. In addition, it stands with understanding nationality. Nationality gives one political rights. Within those political rights is the right of association, to associate with your political community. The right to freedom of association and freedom from compelled association, which is the First Amendment to the Constitution. Association is the freedom to choose. Choose, you guys. This is where it says, you voluntarily giving up your rights, okay? So, in other words, association is the freedom to choose, and it's to choose a domicile. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in thy father's house, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. You understand what I'm saying? for your own house. All right. So anyway, let's move on. All right. So it says when you choose an association or political community, which is determined by your domicile, you have chosen your civil status. Dang. Wow. You have chosen your civil status. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Which is your legal status. Why can they give you tickets? Why they give you parking tickets? Why can they pull you over and tell you you got to your car is registered with us, so you got to give us some registration and license plates and all that stuff, right? You know why do they do that? It's because of your domicile, because you've chosen a governing body by your own free fruition to chose a domicile and say these are the laws that are going to govern me. Maybe you didn't even know that you did that at 18. You know what I mean? And you say, well, I didn't choose anything. Your birth certificate did it for you. Okay. And you were supposed to stand up and be like, I'm a Moorish American. I'm going to proclaim these things lawfully so that I can be recognized by the government and get. See, the prophet says, but this do every time that all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized. That means that you will have a recognition papers from the and for the family and the moles who just went through, and everybody that did, you got your recognition papers from the government. Okay, it's called the judge's agreement, as we call it. Okay, so let's move on. All right, so that's the civil status, is what I was trying to say. So your domicile, when you choose a domicile, you choose your civil status or your legal status. Okay, so in other words, if one is proclaimed its nationality with the lawful government, the Moorish Science Temple of America, right, and it's domiciled out of Chicago, Illinois, the Republic, USA, and it's lawful and resident in one of its lawful branch temples, okay, you are a national, all right? So domicile is a person's legal home, the place where a man has his true, fixed, and permanent home, a principal establishment. When it says a legal home, the legal part, when it says domicile, is your legal home, your permanent place. That means legal home. It's the laws that will govern you, okay? That's why it's so important for you to understand domicile and its relationship to nationality. I'm going on, and I'm moving on a lot, you guys. I'm getting really tired. So I'm going to end right here, and we're going to have to pick this up, okay? So listen to this part. It says, when you choose a domicile, you elect or nominate a protector, which in turn gives rise to an obligation to pay for the civil protection demanded, per capita tax card, your dues to your local temple, all of those taxes mean something, all right? Because you're paying for protection. There's nothing wrong with that. It says, which in turn gives rise to the obligation to pay for the civil protection demanded. So when you choose a domicile, you elect or nominate a protector, which in turn gives rise to an obligation to pay for the civil protection demanded. Therefore, when a brother asks one of those head officials, well, why am I paying dues and why am I paying my per capita tax? How are you representing me? There's nothing wrong with asking a sheik that. And if they can't answer that, then they don't even know the definition of nationality, and that's pathetic. The reason you're paying per capita tax and your dues and your special tax and your annual tax, right? And in these particular things is because you get what is known as the civil protection from the government in which you are domiciled under, which is the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Moorish Divine National Movement being the society, okay? And the state government being the Moorish Science Temple of America. That's why I incorporated the whole thing. You can't incorporate a society, but you can incorporate its incorporated arm to do business, which is the Moorish Science Temple of America. Islam. So the thing is that you have, and so when you come in and proclaim the allegiance in Act 3, now you get the protection. What is that protection? We went through it earlier. Being an internationally protected person, being able to be not in their jurisdiction according to the definitions of nationality. Okay, it is that you are not in their jurisdiction, so they can't just come run up on you. They can't just violate your home. They can't just violate your car. They can't just violate your children. If they're violating your children, and if they're still taking your children, and you said that you had came and proclaimed your nationality, then somebody has lied to you because they allowed you to stay in as a ward. They allowed you and your child to still be recognized as a ward of the state. Only 14th Amendment citizens are ward of the states. That's why they can come and take your children, run up in your home, pull you over because you're domiciled and you said you're one of those citizens. And you never stood up to make a proclamation in the first with us, the government that will protect your rights, and then to notify the world. That's why the prophet said the government in which you live and the nations of the world to be recognized, right? I hope this is making sense. Okay, because a lot of people miss this part, you guys. I don't want you to, because it's not hard, but due to the fact that traditions of man, we get under habits, and man is a creature of habit, and he will defend a habit, okay, even if it's wrong, but that doesn't make it right. All right, so get it right the first time, so that you don't have to waste the time defending a habit that people are doing that's just not working. So, praise Allah. All right, so let me finish that part off for you. Okay, so I'm going to go back up and I'm going to read the whole thing this time. Okay, so it says when you choose a domicile, you elect or nominate a protector, which in turn gives rise to the obligation to pay for the civil protection demanded. The method of providing that protection is the civil laws of the municipal, as in county or branch temple. A branch temple is known as a district. Go look up a district. It means a county. It can go all the way to a kingdom. All right. So, in other words, the civil protection demanded from the municipal, right? Your jurisdiction, that you choose a domicile within, such as divine constitution, bylaws, additional laws, the Quran, the general laws, supreme laws, the rules and regulations of the prophet, are the civil laws of the religious government known as the Moorish Science Temple of America. And so the divine constitution and bylaws, the additional laws, the Quran, the general laws, the supreme laws, the rules and regulations of the prophet are the civil laws of the religious government, or the constitution, or the body politic known as the Moorish Science Temple of America, Moorish Divine National Movement. Now, what does it all mean? Well, when you proclaim your nationality, right, the political status or your political rights is established. You're a national of the United States of America, a Moorish American, giving you the choice to associate with the political community. In other words, your branch temples and where you live, right? To establish your civil and legal status are your laws that will govern you, right? Hope you guys get that part. By your choice of domicile, such as home office of Noble Drew Ali, thus creating a political and constitutional and civil status of a human being. That is how human beings are determined in law. Okay? That's why the prophet said black courtesans means death. There's no real true record in the human families of these ones. So then how are you determined in the human family, prophet? Please break that down so that we could see it. See, the better we understand it, the more I'm secure in knowing that I'm a national, knowing that I am free to act on my land and not have to worry about the repercussions of a 14th Amendment citizen. Now, I'm not going to break any laws, but I am going to enforce my free national standards. Islam? And how you know to enforce your free national standards is know the type of how the nationality giving you your political rights ties into the area in which you live, which is your domicile, where you freely chose on their right of association, okay, to choose to live, okay, and that then in turn gives you the right to ask the government, such as the Moorish Science Temple of America, to properly represent me. You know what I'm saying? So when you are going to court, a Moor should be there. You understand? And you really shouldn't even be in court because you're not in their jurisdiction. The only reason you're in court is because you failed to get the national, to finish off the government in which you live in the nations of the earth part. And therefore, when that's done, it says that you're not in their jurisdiction according to law. Therefore, they can't even pull you over like that. They can't give you a ticket. They can only give a ticket to a black person who's a 14th Amendment corporate citizen. They can't give a ticket to a free national citizen, Aboriginal on its own land. First and foremost, we're not in their domicile jurisdiction. And it says grandfather clause back under the Republic of the United States of America's Constitution, I have the right to travel freely over my highways. Okay? Praise Allah, man. The law governs all events, everybody. And this is why we're here studying the law. Right? So so let's go this a little bit further. No, let's not. Let's not. Let's ask some questions. Thank you for the knowledge, more. Islam, brother Kevin Bridgewater. Thank you, Mo, for being, for receiving it, Mo. You know, praise Allah, you guys. So if it put some questions out there, or I'm going to kind of break it down because we got so much more to go into when we cover nationality. Here's something that you may not think of nationality. Nationality is walking into a store and seeing the Asian lady who owns the store treat her people better than you. That's right. That's nationality, man. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because I would want to walk into a Moore store and feel that I'm getting treated very, very well, but just a little bit extra. Why? Because it's my family and it's my store. And I'm supporting you. I'm helping my people. Yeah, man, treat us a little bit. Give me the extra, you know what I'm saying? The Islam or whatever, right? I'm going to do that to you. I'm going to treat all customers well, but of course we should treat our people. Prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. That's nationality. You know what I mean? That's nationality. Here's another thing of nationality. It's your political rights. It means your liberties. We just discussed that you're an internationally protected person. So anytime when you finish this and someone gives you a ticket and it's black on there, man, come on, ching ching them. If you don't ching ching them, I'm sing them to the ringer. Hit them so hard that they'll never ever think about questioning somebody by looking at them. Oh, I'm just gonna say he black. How are you gonna determine a man's nationality by looking at him? You're gonna burn up, like the prophet said, because you can't tell my nationality by looking at me. And since they've been pushing it, Moors ain't out there doing their job, telling Europeans, man, you ain't white, you're a European, man, you're Irish. Don't you like being Irish? Have some love for your Irish people. You ain't white. What are you doing? You're gonna get rounded up in a concentration camp, white guy, calling yourself that. We don't look at it that way, do we? Sometimes, they gonna get rounded up too, call themselves white. Give them a heads up. But prefer your people first, and you first go do it so you can be the living example. See, this is the beauty. I get so excited when people get through the court because they're becoming the living examples. And then they can begin to feel the power of their free national standards. And then they can get the value more. They get the respect and the love of what the prophet did for us, you guys, because our state is vast. It is vast. So if there aren't any more questions, it's 9:09. I went on again I've only been on for an hour and 38. I've been on long. I feel like I've been on a long time this evening. And had a very good day, a very long day, very, very productive and a very good day. Put in a lot of good work for us, you guys. Um, it is so gravy. I just want to say it to the world and let you know, but I'm not going to do it over the slide thing because certain people they're not worthy to have straight up. Certain people are ill and stay away from the ill ones. And there's nothing wrong with calling the suckers and the ill ones. You know what I mean? And the prophet said, kick it around, nothing but believers, you guys. So don't kick it around non-believers. You're going to do yourself arguments and injustice and, get you some gray hairs like me. You know what I mean? And I'm a young man. You know what I'm saying? I got all this dang gray, right? Well, praise Allah. Any questions out there? Sucker, sucker free over here. That's right, brother. We sucker free over here, man. I'm telling y'all, we stay sucker free from them, man. Okay? Yes, it's all about the energy, bro. It's fine, brother kid. That's right, bro. Things are going so good, y'all. After this, everybody that's done it, who's went through the court, not those who haven't yet. Okay. But those who went through the court, I'm going to be calling you after this to hold a quick conference. Okay, because we got to pull together like Voltron here for this last part, and I need some help. So praise Allah. Okay. So just kind of prepare for maybe a call, maybe not really this evening because it's getting a little late, but I probably will. I'll make the attempt to do that. So if there aren't any questions or anything of what we've been going over, okay, so please pick up the manuals. Okay, if you have any issues with that, please give me a ring. Those who are close to going to the court, please let me know so that you can get the step-by-step procedures. I think I gave that to everybody. That's explaining what we're doing and how it's going. And if you're having issues with getting some of those things on there, just let me know, man. Because the most important thing is for you to go through. It's not to pay for the manual. I mean, you got to do that so I can have the receipt to show that you actually some physical evidence. But come on, y'all. If you ain't got it, but don't be a liar because it costs for us to do these stuff. You know what I mean? And all that we're getting $43 for a booklet, dude, that goes to keep the website up. I ain't paying nobody's bills. You know what I mean? But don't try to get over on it. But if you don't have it, then let me know and get to the court, man. That's the most important thing. Not worrying about it that you don't have it. You know what I mean? Okay? Because you want to be saved and you want to save your family. We want to miss the concentration camps, and we have. And we want y'all to do it too. We don't want to be out here, by ourselves when a bunch of Negroes in the concentration camps. Got to go up in there searching for folks. I can't do all that by myself. That'll be too much. I will leave some people behind. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna do it on purpose, but if we got a grip of us, and then we can, get the correct people, you know, it's not that long away, y'all. You heard Trump speak about nationalism, and did you hear Trump say this? And you guys got Pete Trump out. He said a while ago. He said it's going to be Americanism, not globalism. That will be our credo. Do you know what credo means? Go look it up. It's a covenant between God. It's a covenant. He's like, man, our credo. And that means everybody back to their body victory. And that was the order from the ruler of the land, which is Noble Drew Ali. Everybody back to their body victory. All right. So don't be afraid of Trump. And don't get caught up in the bandwagon people with fear. Okay. That the only reason you're still in fear is because you didn't do a thing and you don't understand. So I don't really have any more right now. I'm a little famished. It's time for me to break this fast. All right. So I love each and every one of you. I really sincerely do. I send out love. I send out truth, and I send out peace, and I send out freedom, and I receive your love, truth, peace, freedom too. Right. So if you shoot me some negative energy, let it come back to you and hit you 4 or 5 times in the face, straight up. You know what I mean? I don't want it. Right. But anyway, keep all negative energy to yourself and ground that into the ground where it goes, yo. Hit you some rakas and ground yourself. You know what I mean? Because you'd be like this, you know what I'm saying? As the tuning fork, you may not need to ground sometimes and hit you some prayers, hit you some of them rakas down there. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Ground yourself and, you know, always good to ground yourself. Hit that like button, Mo. Islam. Thank you, Mo. Hit that like button for me, everybody. Smash that up there for all y'all that are witnessing, if y'all can do that. Tell somebody about their nationality. If you guys got any questions, you think I'm crazy, you think this is a bunch of hooey, let me know. If you like it, let me know. Let me know whatever. You know what I'm saying? And once again, I give you guys love and let's praise Allah every single chance we get. Honor our Prophet Noble Drew Ali by doing the things that he said with our words, deeds, and our actions. And I can guarantee you guys, if it's like what we saw, man, we good. I mean, we so good. Oh goodness, it's scary good. It's the type of, it's like, you ever been overwhelmed by goodness? I mean, it sounds weird, but it's like, dang, really? Wow. Okay. So praise Allah. All right. So make sure everybody gets to their to that court. Okay, and if you guys are at that stage, let me know. All right, so praise Allah, everyone. We're gonna pray out. So please take a deep breath, let it out. Let us stand, sit in silent benediction while I close this off. Allah, bind our heart and our mind back to our ancient forefathers' divine creed and principles. This we ask in thy holy name and the seven Elohim. Ameen. Praise Allah. Islam. Praise Allah. Another good one, yeah. Okay. I lost y'all for a moment. Okay, so like I said, I really don't have any more. If you guys have any questions, please hit them up. Please give me a ring, everybody. I'm gonna call a few people this evening, those people that went through. All right, so we need to come together like Voltron. And yeah, I'm talking about in your peas, I get bees up. You know what I mean? Might as well cut to the cheese, Ace. Nah, I'm playing with you. I'm just messing around. But anyway, love somebody, forgive somebody, okay? And do everything that you can in the now, cherish it, and really hug somebody and tell them you love them, man. You know what I mean? And love the ones you with. Praise Allah, everybody. Peace and love. You go a little music. Did I have some music? Oh yeah, Sugar Hill. Let's go to the Sugar Hill. Look at these ones. Oh boy, these ones is heck of funny, y'all. Look at these ones. Oh boy. Oh heck no, bro was crazy.
I said, into the hip hip hop, you don't stop the rhythm to the bang man. When you say up, just the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie beat. What you hear is not a test, I'm rapping the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to make you beat. You see, I am Wonder Mike, and I like to say hello. To the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, the blue, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang bang. The boogie to the boogie, say up, jump the boogie to the bang bang, boogie, let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm, that'll make you fire. Don't say, oh, you heard my voice, but I want you to sing along. And next on the mic is my man, hey, come on and sing that song. Check it out, I'm the CASN, the OVA, and the rest is FLY. You see, I go by the code of the doctor of the mix. These beats, I'll tell you why. You see, I'm 6'1" and I'm tons of fun, and I guess you a team. You see, I got more pills than Muhammad Ali, and I kept so viciously. I got bodyguards, I got 2 big cars, the definitely take the whack. I got a Lincoln Continental and a some new Cadillac. So after school, I take a dip in the food, which is red on the wall. I got a color TV so I can see the Knicks play basketball. Here we talk to my checkbook, credit cards,